right, guys, video is going to be rough. Audio is going to be rough because we're just sort of shooting this on the fly. This is Austin. He's from Kansas City, Missouri. He has come down to spend a weekend getting lovingly abused by me. He's going to work on his cuts, and we're going to video this so that those guys who are caught solo can have an example of somebody sweating the details from the beginning. Now, I haven't adjusted this tripod, but I can tell you the first thing we're going to do is, I'm going to just tilt this tripod. Yep. See his feet? He has illegal feet. His challenge is going to be not to move his feet. He's going to get in our stance. Toes on the left, still need to come a little further in. There you go. Yeah. And he's going to see if he knows what he's doing with his body. Why is it I'm unable to adjust tripods today? Am I a master of tripod technology? No. I am very clearly not. Oh, it's because I've got the camera in backwards. Hold on, guys. All right. Now, as a newfound master of tripod technology, we're going to see if Austin knows what he's doing with his body and can keep his feet.
I hope I can keep my feet. I like walking on those.
Yeah, okay. So fix your feet.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going to hear some background noise. The studio where I live has a lot of hairdressers and other happy folk. So I like having them there. I'm not going to tell them, you got to be quiet so I can film this shit. That's not happening. All right, go to town.
From the top.
From the top. 500 cuts. Don't move your feet.
We'll try.
Yeah, don't mess up my ceiling.
I'm going to try.
Oh, he's rolling his ankle. Can you see that on camera?
Yeah.
Don't roll that ankle. Keep going. 45-degree cuts. So you don't hit my ceiling. It's okay if your foot changes shape, but not if it rolls.
Yeah. Okay. I was pulling a little bit so that I wouldn't hit your wall.
That's fine. And you don't even have to throw 5 and 6 if you don't want to.
Okay.
It's good to play with because 5 and 6 is pure rotation, which is helpful. But you don't have to include it if you don't want it.
Gotcha.
For cavalry guys, cuts 1, 2, 5, and 6 are the go-to. 3 and 4 de-emphasized because don't cut Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
For on foot, 1, 2, 3, 4 are the standard, and 5 and 6 tend to come after a bind or when you're in engagement as a stop hit.
Okay.
5 false is one of the classic Hungarian cuts you'll see a lot.
That is one thing I really appreciate about the Hungarian systems, all the false head cuts. I don't see a lot of videos of saber people doing false edge.
And most systems don't make much use of it. You have to hold your hand and use your blade in a sort of specific way for the false edge to be more useful than the point. And if you're doing the Cossack style cuts I showed you this morning, write it off, it's not useful at all.
Fair. I swear.
Freeze!
Uh-oh! Didn't even notice that.
All right, go back.
Start over.
Start over.
That's why we're doing it, though.
So you know what you're doing with your body, yes. Get my voice close to the camera so you can easily understand it. This is what separates a beginner from a competent fencer.
Yes.
The beginning fencer does not know what they are doing with their body. They will swear to you up and down that they are doing what you have asked them to do, yet they are not. It is not their fault. They have not yet developed sufficient proprioception that when you give them a correction, they turn around and have it fixed by next class. See also, your right foot is still not actually pointed forward.
Interesting.
Look, you're still off at an angle. That is forward.
Gotcha.
Don't hyperextend that knee.
Okay.
There you go. All right, let me move this stool so it's not in your way.
Oh, you're
I'll
good.
get both of them out of the way.
You are good, sir.
And you got the fan, so it should be pretty
It's
comfortable.
been pretty chill back here, actually. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, there's about a 20-degree difference in temperature from this side of the room to that one.
I believe you.
Don't get me wrong, come wintertime, this is the side you want.
Right.
All right, let's see if he can do it again. Those of you in the home viewing audience can count how many cuts he gets before he rolls his ankle so hard that he absolutely has to change the facing of his toes, because it's that rolling of the ankle that's endangering his knee and making us do this weekend.
Yes.
I am torturing him for his benefit.
I very much like my ankles and would like to keep them.
Since you support yourself from the ground up, if you like your knees, it's a good idea to keep your feet stable. That's the face of a man who opens up his arm at the end of cut 4 and gets cut in the arm on his way back. Keep your alignment.
Yeah.
Blade stays in front of your chest, which means your chest is going to have to move more in both directions, not just left. So, pause.
Yes.
You don't have to reset.
Okay.
Like most of us, you are a champ at turning this way with that leg forward.
Yeah.
This
It's a little awkward.
is a foreign, strange world to you, right?
Very much.
All right, you need to practice. See this pillar?
Yeah.
Chest points at pillar
Got it.
when you turn that way. This is absolutely bog standard. Everybody does it. It's mechanically easier to turn away from your lead foot than towards your lead foot.
Yes.
By the way, if you want to drop time off your mile, walk or run,
Mm-hmm.
this will do it. We'll do it this way.
Nice.
I have clients I've knocked actual minutes off their mile by helping them rotate more easily.
Nice.
And other clients who aren't coachable and come in for 1 or 2 classes and won't do it, and their mile times don't improve.
Ooh.
And I'm not talking 15 to 12, I'm talking 9 to 6.5.
Mm. See you down
So does everybody on
Everybody?
YouTube once we put this up.
there. Good.
You don't stop rolling that foot, you're going to go out to the side and have to start over.
I know it's gonna be whoop. All top heavy.
Yep, so get your weight off your heels.
Good idea.
Notice how having the weight on the balls of your feet will make this easier.
Yeah. That is a question I do want to ask you later about. For the Hungarian system in particular. Where the
Cavalry
weight
boots
is.
have heels.
Yeah.
So if you're simulating this in sneakers, you want to have your weight on the balls of your feet, not the heels.
Gotcha.
We say that somebody's back on their heels, by definition, they're having a bad day, right?
True.
Train accordingly. You're on your heel, I can see it, because that toe's trying to lift.
Yeah.
Get on the balls of those feet. Yes, it does move you farther forward.
Oh, that's good though.
You're only turning halfway back.
Good catch. Whoop.
Point your chest at that pillar.
Yeah.
For those of you feeling sorry for Austin, don't.
Don't.
He's working up an appetite, and then we're going to go to Roland's Jamaican Chicken on Beltline.
Yeah.
And he will have compensation for that appetite. Also, Roland's Jamaican Chicken is not paying me for this endorsement, but let me just tell you, I endorse them.
They should. It's a good endorsement. Be the first time I've ever had them.
They are really damn good.
Good.
Also, most of the people watching this are nowhere near this area, so it
That's
doesn't really
fine.
help. But
Well, when they are near this area, hit up Roland's Chicken.
stop.
Well.
You rolled your weight back on your heels
I
again.
certainly
And
did.
because of that, watch what happened. I'm going to be you for a minute.
That's
Okay,
what
so scooch off.
Yep.
Now playing the part of the significantly sexier Austin.
Of course.
I'm going to roll and I'm on the back of my foot and I'm tilting backwards. And see what that does with my big toe? I'm a big toe. That's no good. So he's doing this all the time rather than this all the time. See the difference?
I do.
You're throwing your weight backwards as you cut and pulling yourself off balance. And that's why you're constantly rolling. And it's why you wind up doing this just for momentum. And it's not a big dramatic movement. It's a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And then sooner or later, if you were doing this on purpose,
Whoops.
like a Meyer guy playing longsword,
Yeah.
great. He knows what he's doing here. He's doing this stance out of his hips, right?
Yeah.
You can fence in this, no problem. But since you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
that's when you screw up your ligaments.
Yeah.
So weight on the balls of your feet and learn that turning yourself sideways is not the same as taking yourself backwards.
Gotcha.
That is looking significantly improved.
It feels better actually, and it surprises me that it's just a little bit. It's like you did say it earlier, but actually putting it in practice, putting the weight on the balls of the feet.
A whole new world. Make sure you turn equally in both directions.
Yeah.
There you go. That means your right hip joint's got to bend.
Yeah.
That's much better. If you don't allow your right hip joint to bend, you can't turn effectively to your right.
Good point.
The power's coming from your waist, but the articulation is coming from your short ribs and from your hip joints. Your lower lumbar back does not rotate. Well, 1 degree. Some people have up to 4 degrees. Do not envy those people.
No.
We call that joint instability. It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Your pelvis goes side to side in the hip joint, and your waist, that is your true waist, where the floating ribs are, is where the thoracic vertebrae are that start the rest of your rotation. Lumbar is strictly side bending, forward bending, back bending.
Gotcha.
As academic as that sounds, I can still already see a qualitative difference in your cuts.
That's good.
Try not to bend your elbow.
Okay.
You can make your cuts tight for the space without involving the elbow. I know you're inhibiting the tip a little bit because confined space, but all right, now, look down.
Now how did that happen? I was thinking about the cuts and forgot about my darn feet.
All right. Now it takes about 18 minutes to throw 1,000 cuts. He's been going for about 10 total. So he's on his way to throwing a lot of cuts, right? But what you're doing is you're turning big here. You're turning a little bit here.
Gotcha.
Because every time you throw yourself backwards, you have to cheat out a little bit because you're pivoting on that heel.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is figure out how far you comfortably turn this way when you throw your cut 2, and rotate only that far with your cut 1.
Gotcha.
So you're inhibiting your better side to the amount you can turn to your dummy side.
Gotcha.
It's not actually a dummy side. It's mechanically more difficult to turn this way against your lead foot past a certain point.
Yeah.
So make that even and keep the weight on the balls of your feet. If your back heel needs to come up slightly because your hips are tight, doesn't hurt anything. Okay? This will help you. Remember that you're coming forward. You can even raise that heel if you want for right now. Okay? So that becomes more of how you wind up turning the body in Lacan, but it's just fine for what we're doing. They're very compatible.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Cool.
All right, let's see if you can get in 500 without turning the foot now.
All right. That. How we looking?
You tell me.
Okay. Well, I feel good.
You need a felt sense of what you're doing.
True.
The camera will show it to you later, but it's your felt sense that will preserve your knees.
Gotcha.
Now I'm going to recommend 3 out of 4 successful fencers look towards their opponents when they fence.
I mean, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you should probably keep your head forward.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if the grackle's doing this in the trees, well, that's entertaining. That's fine.
That is pretty entertaining.
Now, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
Did it suddenly feel easy?
A little bit, yeah.
Look at your foot. Whether something feels easy or hard is nothing but how close you are to being inside your habit, or how far is something from your habit. You've heard this from me before, right?
Yes.
If it suddenly starts feeling easy right now, I guarantee you turned your foot.
Good point.
Because all you've done is lapse back into your habit. Go to town.
Yeah. This is good too, because I don't want to just be constantly thinking about my feet when I'm
No.
cutting.
You have to develop this to a level where all of this happens automatically, and you don't have to think about anything at all, so you can pay attention to what your opponent's doing and how to play around it.
Yes.
You're going to see the advanced students doing that in tomorrow morning's class.
Nice.
While you and a couple of the beginners
Panic.
No, you guys are going to be doing basics.
Oh, okay, good.
So you can get your foundations good.
Good.
There's no point having you do that stuff too early.
Okay.
I will have you start doing team style cutting though.
Oh, please. As one thing about working from home is that I do not have a partner to practice.
You can learn an awful damn lot from solo cutting.
Fair. That's good news.
And that's not rare. I mean, you go east, you have lots of Kung Fu students who visit their teacher once a month, go home, do homework, come back.
Okay.
That's why forms exist.
Nice.
In theory, this is nothing but a Kung Fu form.
Nice.
With different vocabulary.
And sword.
And sword.
I will say.
Check your rotation.
Yeah.
You're starting to turn more to one side than the other. Keep going and then tell me what you're going to say.
Yeah. I will say, those warm-up practices, exercises, I completely see why they're relevant now.
Yes. You might need to turn your foot in space so you can actually activate your hip socket.
Yeah. I'm actually going to think about that when I do the exercises later.
Good. Yeah, that's the whole point. You're waggling your foot in the air.
Yeah.
It's not an ankle exercise, it's a hip exercise.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did it suddenly start feeling easy? Yeah, fix that foot. Keep going.
Because I was getting tired and leaning backwards, and that threw me off.
Right, now, here's the golden thing.
Yes.
Actually, go ahead and stop for now.
Sure.
All right, here's the important thing.
Yeah.
You realized you did it. You didn't need me to go, Austin, look at your foot. You went, oh, I'm screwing this up.
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Gotcha.
You're trying to develop a felt sense that will tell you, am I in alignment? Am I in good form? Am I screwing it up? All right, take a victory lap and do some cuts with your left hand.
Yay!
You haven't fixed the problem, but you gained the skill you need to render the problem irrelevant.
Gotcha.
I've been doing this 30 years. I go out of alignment all the time. The difference is I know it and I can fix it.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Now I gotta pay attention to the left side now.
Now it's the other side that suddenly you turn to like a champ.
Right?
Yeah, now look whose ankle's rolling because he's pulling himself onto his heel. You didn't turn your toes yet, though.
Oh, that's good.
Balls of your feet. When you turn to the left, let that right heel come up.
Yeah.
Remind me to send you home with a copy of Klutz Therapy.
Please.
Yes. But you caught it.
Yeah. Thank you.
So the new hotness is you work on your cuts and you're trying to sense when you come out of alignment. Keep going.
Okay. Thank you.
When do you come out of alignment? And the earlier you can sense it, the bigger a cookie you give yourself.
Yay! I do like cookies.
I love cookies.
You have a favorite?
Yes. Oatmeal raisin is the one true cookie. Now, that said, I like a whole lot of other cookies too.
Yeah. I know a lot of people fight me on that one.
Well, macadamia, shortbread.
Yeah.
Big fans of those.
Yeah.
A good chocolate chip is great.
Well, yeah, that's classic.
Oatmeal raisin, I'm an old school classic guy.
Yeah. Oatmeal raisins, I used to hate them as a kid because they had raisins in them. Now, I think they're pretty great.
Well, I'm not a sweet tooth guy. Creamy is my go-to dessert flavor.
Yeah.
I want those fats.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, an oatmeal raisin not being sweet is where all the flavor's at. Yes, you did. Good at catching it.
Thank you.
And when you're back in Missouri, this is the skill you need.
I agree.
Do you know what you're doing when you do it? All right, now stop a second.
Yep.
Now, when you turn towards the left,
Mhm.
what you're doing is yawing your heel from side to side.
Mmm.
Can you stance?
Yeah.
What I want you to do is when you turn to the left, I want you to raise that heel up
Okay.
and feel how that can push on your hip
Mmm.
and send you towards the left.
Got
That
I do. Interesting.
this is more of a Lacan style of swing,
Yeah.
but it is radically better for you than what you're doing rolling your ankle. And
Okay.
significantly safer for your knees.
Good.
And it's super compatible with how we move anyway. So try that.
Sounds good.
So here I am. I'm going to cut this way.
Yeah.
I raise my heel and I go that way. I
Mm.
drop my heel, I come back, I raise my heel. But don't drop your heel so far that you bring that weight onto the heel.
Gotcha.
It's just the turn and the heel raise are kind of synonymous.
Cool. Oh, wow.
All right, fix your foot.
Yep. I got so excited. I was like, this feels so good. Oh, duh. What am I doing? Yeah.
Happened about 8 cuts earlier.
Nice.
At a certain point, you're no longer going to need to look. You're going to know you're out. You'll just fix it.
Yeah.
Later on, it won't matter where your feet point because you'll be able to stay in alignment regardless.
That will be awesome.
Chava has problems with his forearm. He's had tennis elbow that he picked up from building his house for years and years.
Mm.
And it really gets in the way of his fencing. And it hasn't really healed.
Mm.
a long time. But his use of the hips is really, really good.
Good.
And he can have his back foot off to the side and still stay absolutely in alignment when he fences.
That is awesome.
Most beginning students cannot do this.
Yeah.
About 8 cuts ago, yes.
This is new to me actually, because I've been so used to pivoting on the heel.
Mm-hmm. It's not a heel pivot.
Nope.
There is no heel pivot in what we're doing.
That's good.
Yeah, imagine you're wearing cavalry boots.
That wouldn't work.
No, would not. Yeah, if you're on a slippery surface and the balls of your feet were turning, that'd be one thing, but you're on a carpet.
Yeah. Ain't no excuse for it.
All right, give me 10 more. See if you can keep your feet where they are.
Sounds good. How are we?
Not horrible.
Not horrible. Yeah. This one's a little off, but.
All right, so for the sake of all the people who are like you, more or less training solo, what was that like?
As far as like actually changing it and using the
whole
the
experience.
whole experience.
Yeah.
I was actually very happy to have it.
Okay.
It was a good experience. I did notice that because I was not doing my habitual in my room cutting,
Mm-hmm.
that suddenly I was activating muscles I weren't using, and like I was feeling the burn a little bit there more than usual.
Yeah, and if you have a Charlie horse tonight because you're using your legs
Yeah.
differently than you're used to, blame me.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's because you're definitely using the muscles differently. And
Good.
because you're used to being like this,
Yeah, all duck footed.
this demands that you use your hips differently.
Yeah.
All right, give me one concrete observation that someone who is doing this like you just did can take home.
That I can take home.
Yeah, something they can take home
Yeah.
because you're doing this from the inside. I've been doing this so long
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of the things beginners struggle with, I may not even think about. So think about something that would help someone who's in your shoes.
Sure. I'm not sure how to go about saying it. I guess I think too hard when I'm trying to do the movements
Mm-hmm.
about where everything is, and that throws me off.
Got it.
So I noticed when I was doing the right-handed cuts
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't take as many cuts. That like I didn't slip out of position. My toes didn't slip when I wasn't thinking about it. When I was just doing the cuts and thinking, man, I need to get through this 10 minutes. I was in a flow state.
Mm-hmm.
When I was on my left side, I was thinking way too hard about it, trying to do the heel thing, and my feet were going all over the place.
Okay.
So yeah, just if that's anything I can send the viewers at home, is that when you're a newbie and you're doing all these cuts and you're thinking too hard about it, you might be throwing yourself off.
So I use a rubric called so do.
Yeah.
Sense, that is, get the hell out of your forebrain. It's not the time to think.
Yeah.
Observe, that's sensing with a purpose.
Yeah.
Distinguish between good and bad. Optimize for the easiest possible way of leaning towards good.
Yeah.
One of the advantages of doing this is the more you recognize doing this, the more you know what bad feels like.
Yes.
We're always straining to figure out what good feels like.
Yeah.
But knowing what bad feels like is absolutely as important.
Absolutely.
Because then you can notice, oh, hey, I'm out of alignment. This thing, that fold in my pants, there should be a fold. Oh, now there's a fold in my shorts. No fold, I turned my hip out.
Yeah.
Can you see the difference?
Yep.
Here's my inguinal fold where the hip joint lives, right there, right?
Yeah.
I'm turned out. No fold.
Aha.
Big fold.
Yeah.
No fold. Big fold. Got a mirror? You'll be able to see it.
Cool.
All right, thanks. We are going to Roland's Jamaican Chicken. And again, they did not pay me for that endorsement. I just endorsed them anyway. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.